Hi guys, Rob here, back in for another video, and as the title says above, this is another best of 2015 video, and it is of course my pick of the best 2015 comic books, because I still do those, believe it or not. Again, I'd like to apologise for how inconsistent I am with these comic book videos, especially over the holiday period. With the bank holidays, my comics haven't been coming regularly, and we're having some problems right now. But I'm going to pick my top 5 comic books of 2015, and starting off with number 5. Number 5 is going to be... Here we go. Number 5, it's still running at the moment, but I had to put it in my top 5. It is Back to the Future. Ignore the post-it note, this is how I file them in my boxes. So if you want to borrow that you can use post-it notes. It's Back to the Future, 3 issues at the moment. I think it was supposed to go for 5 issues. 5 issues, and now they've turned that into an ongoing. So I'm excited to see where this goes, because I don't know how much they could actually write about this. It's like, they're nice little short stories that happen in between the movies, like how Marty met Doc, Doc before number 1, what went on before 1955 with Doc, what went on between 1955 and 1985. All these little short stories that have like lovely little Easter eggs in it that just add to the overall story of Back to the Future, which are really nice touches. And I love the cover artwork as well. They're all interconnecting, like so. Number 4 is going to be released this month, and then number 5, I don't know what's going to be on the cover number 5 though. But yeah, Back to the Future is definitely at my number 5. And number 4. At number 4, it's a fairly new comic. It's part of Marvel's all new, all different universe, and it is Extraordinary X-Men. When all the titles for the all new, all different Marvel universe was announced, I wanted to pick up an X title. I think there's like 4 X-Men comics ongoing at the moment, and I wanted to pick one of them. So I was looking at the team lineups, and this one to me just screamed at me like, you have to pick me up. And I did have to pick it up, because there is nothing absolutely wrong with this. The fact it's got Old Man Logan in it just tells you, buy me straight off. If you're not going to buy something with Old Man Logan in it, you don't deserve to read Marvel Comics. Go home. Honest to God. Mark Newton didn't buy any X-Men titles, because he was buying too many anyway. And a few weeks back when he came down, I said, dude, read these comics. I think it was issues 1 to 3 at the point. He read them, and he was like, and then he got on his phone, and he's like, I hate you, Robbie. I'm like, why? Because I've just ordered up issue 5. I'm like, okay. So I would say this is the main X title going forward. Obviously now Xavier's still dead, and Storm's taken over, and they're in X-Haven. I think it's this alternate dimension somewhere, and this is where all like the Professor Xavier school is now, and the Inhuman Terrigen Mist is like going through Earth, taking over everything, turning everyone into Inhumans, and apparently the mist causes mutants to stop happening basically, and the mutants are now dying out. So Storm and Bobby, Iceman, are trying to find all the mutants they can to bring them to X-Haven to make sure that the mutant kind does not become extinct. And of course, in the first couple of issues, it's just basically the team trying to get together. So Storm tries and goes and finds Jean Grey. Jean Grey's like, no, I don't want to be part of it. They find Old Man Logan, he doesn't want to be a part of it. Magic goes and finds Colossus. Colossus is on a farm. He's a farmer now. And he's like, I don't want to be a part of it. They all end up being a part of it. But I mean, look at the cover to that, right? The cover to issue 1 just shouts amazing. Storm, Colossus. It is Magic, isn't it? I always get his sister's name mixed up. Jean Grey, Old Man Logan, Nightcrawler, Iceman. Rogue's not involved. No, Rogue's not involved in this. I mean, that there is an amazing team. I'm sure Vinto's picking this up. Chris, if you're not picking this up, you're stupid if you're not picking it up. It's got Colossus in it, for heaven's sake. Pick this up. I don't know where they're going with this. Obviously, it's still new. I still need issue 4. Issue 4 came this week. Well, last week. And I need to read that, see where it's going. But Extraordinary X-Men is definitely a pick from the All New All Different Marvel if you are buying these. So that is my number 4. At number 3, just warning everyone now, it's definitely Secret Wars heavy. Number 3 is Secret Wars Civil War. This is definitely one of the most standout mini stories coming out of Secret Wars was the Civil War book. Everyone knows that Civil War was one of the best comics, if not the best story Marvel's ever made. And this is basically what would happen if it had continued. If Steve Rogers had never died, what would happen if Civil War had continued if Steve Rogers kept on fighting Tony Stark? And it's just amazing. Literally, the country, or the world that they're in, the country that they're in, gets split into 2. There's a neutral land in the middle. Stark on one side has his own city, Captain America has his own city, and it's like everything has been built up like 2 nations are going to war with each other. Honest to God, and that is just amazing. Peter Parker's in this. Peter Parker is on Tony Stark's side. Is it still Tony Stark's side? Is he in Captain America's? I can't remember. And Mary Jane lives on the other side of the country in Captain America's side, and it's like, wow. It reminds me of Berlin during the Cold War. You know, with the Berlin Wall. This is what that book reminds me of. It's like how 2 different like sides of one place were at war with each other. You know, that is generally how I would like to explain how I was reading it. And I just love how the concept that someone is trying to stop them from having peace. You know, because they were going to have peace in the first book. They were going to come to an agreement, like, stop this, but it was sabotaged. And then people are saying, it's Stark's fault. People are saying, it's Rogers' fault. And then then it's a whole mystery, like, who really was it? And there was a massive fight scene at the end. Oh, mate, this is definitely in my number 3 because it is absolutely amazing. If you didn't read the Civil War book during Secret Wars, you're stupid not to, because it's like, wow. Very cool homage to the book as well, like the original Civil War. Very cool. Coming in at number 2. Coming in at number 2 is another Secret Wars book. It's Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Guardians of the Galaxy had finished at this point, obviously. And obviously in Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde were getting together. It was an amazing romance story in there. And come the final episode, you know, issue, the world had exploded. It led on to Secret Wars. And Star-Lord had managed to get onto the life raft, which then led on to Secret Wars. In this story, Star-Lord... this is set after Star-Lord got separated from the rest of the group, and now he's like trying to make a living for himself. He works at a bar, which is owned by alternate, let's just say Battle World Drax. Battle World Drax, who's a fairly good Elvis, and just like Elvis most of the time. And the character of Star-Lord in this is amazing. Because Disney doesn't exist in this world, apparently. Disney does not exist. And apparently he's just swooning the girls with Disney songs. And for that, to me, is amazing, because I'm a massive Disney fan. I blare it from my bakery every morning. I play Disney songs. It just radiates from my bakery. I'm a baker, by the way. And in this book, he comes across the Battle World's version of Kitty Pryde. And he's like, no way, it's her. And like, obviously, this version of Kitty Pryde doesn't know Star-Lord. So Star-Lord is trying to win her over, trying for this Kitty Pryde to remember who he is, even though it's not that Kitty Pryde. And at the end, they do generally fall for each other. And it's just an amazing story. I'm not big into the whole romance thing, but this for me was just, it hit there, man. It hit there. You know, after seeing Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde get together in Guardians, and then for that to be ripped away from Star-Lord, I don't even know if it's still a thing in like the all different Marvel now. Are they together now? I don't know. It's weird. But this is definitely one of the highlights of Secret Wars to me. So if you haven't picked up Starlord Kitty Pryde, you need to. Although I doubt if you can now, because it's so long ago. So I know what I'm saying. Everyone's telling me, what's your number one? What's your number one? My number one. I'll tell you what number one was. Again, it was a Secret Wars tie-in, and it was Old Man Logan. Yes, Old Man Logan was the absolute dog's bollocks of a comic book. I genuinely feel this was the best Secret Wars tie-in into Secret Wars. For years upon years, since Old Man Logan, the original Old Man Logan story came out, for years people were asking, can we get a sequel to Old Man Logan? Can we get an ongoing to Old Man Logan? Can we see Old Man Logan again? Can we see something to do with Old Man Logan? And Marvel finally answered, and they gave us the Old Man Logan tie-in, followed up by an Old Man Logan ongoing, which gets released this month, which I'm so excited about. This story literally leaves you off where Old Man Logan finished back in, what was it, 2008? 2009? I can't remember. So Old Man Logan's there. He's got a Hulk baby. There's Hulk babies there, and Old Man Logan's like, right, something's not right here. For some reason, Old Man Logan can remember what happened, like in his life and everything. He's like, what are these wolves? These wolves weren't here before. You know, obviously I think it's the Wasteland. Is the Wasteland that Old Man Logan was from? I can't remember. But he's like, something's not right. The world's changed. How is this happening? And so he climbs the wall and he goes to the land next door, and there's the XMen there, and they're in the land of Apocalypse, and like the XMen, they see Logan, and Logan's like, no way, I killed you. How are you here? This is a dream. This is a nightmare. This can't be happening. And then the X-Men explain to him, and then I think it's like Jean Grey. No, it's Emma Frost. Emma Frost went to his head, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're not Logan, but you're Logan. But this is our reality. What's going on?" And like they're like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And then obviously then Apocalypse shows up, and then Old Man Logan's like, "Apocalypse, what are you doing here?" And it's like, and then Old Man Logan gets thrown into, I think, was it the zombie land, the zombie wasteland, and comes across She-Hulk, who got banned from A-Force into the zombie wasteland, and like then she throws Old Man Logan to another place, and like he's just traveling through Battle World, coming across all these places. He's like, this ain't right. What's going on here? What's going on? And then I think in the last episode he's heading towards Castle Doom, and it's like, oh my God. Honestly, this journey, there isn't a lot of, one thing I noticed in this book, there isn't a lot of dialogue, but the pictures and the art speaks for itself, because it's still that classic art from Old Man Logan. It's still rugged and amazing, and it's like gritty, and it's like wow. And I honestly can't wait to see how Old Man Logan fits into the Marvel Universe now, considering he's from the future and everything that's happened to Old Man Logan, and then he's come into this reality. He's like, well, how's he going to fit into this? Obviously, we now know how he's fitting into the Extraordinary X-Men, but how is he going to fit into his ongoing? What's happening in his ongoing to differ from Extraordinary X-Men? I really can't wait to find out. But Old Man Logan was absolutely the #1 book for me to read in 2015. I mean, we've had so many like things happen in 2015. Well, I'll say we've had so many things. It's all about Secret Wars. Let's be honest. What was it? Convergence? No, it was Convergence. Right? Convergence was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Dog shite. Mark could tell you that. Secret Wars is terrible. Secret Wars is terrible. The Avengers and New Avengers lead up Secret Wars was terrible. Secret Wars itself was terrible. Just crap. Some ongoings were some tie-ins was crap. This is amazing. Like I said, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Read it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, Old Man Logan. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, all that shebang, I suppose. What is the date today? I don't even know. It's like it's still the first week of February. You know, I remember 2015 just like it was last week. Yeah. So keep revising those pages and catch you on the flip side.